Hi everyone, so I thought I would do like a casual chat video today, just have like an honest chat with you about how I've been feeling recently and the struggles of like being a writer and an artist and what it's really like, and just talking about like my own struggles with that. Recently I've been doing like car boot sales at the weekend, and I think I've realized that it's not the right place to try to sell art or books. I just feel like if you are sort of like putting yourself in front of the wrong audience, it can just make you feel invisible, and it makes you doubt your own work and feel like it's all like basically been a waste of time. But I think I'm realizing now that I need to just like stop doing car boot sales unless I actually have junk in the house that I just kind of want to get rid of, because that's what it's for. And I was at one last weekend and we went there at like 7 in the morning, so we'd been up from like really early on a Sunday, and you have to wait in this queue for like half an hour to get in. And then I was setting up my stall and I had all my art like set out on it and tried to make it pretty. Like I got these little easels to put prints on, and like I just had these different like ways of arranging it that I thought would look pretty. And it was just like, there was a stall right next to us, and it was basically like the contents of someone's garage just like dumped on a table. And all of the people that arrived at the car boot sale just like, they just landed on that table. Like you would have thought that it was like free candy or something that they were giving away. Like the way they were behaving, it was like they were basically fighting over like broken ornaments. And I just like got really discouraged by it, because I felt like I've put all my like heart and soul into making all this art that I thought I had set at a reasonable price for the amount of time like and effort it takes to produce it and the materials and stuff. And just like no one was even glancing at it, and I just felt like completely invisible, and like I was just questioning everything again. And I feel like I always end up in this situation where it's like I get let down because I feel like nobody really is interested in anything I'm making. And then whenever something happens that I can kind of take as proof that whatever I'm doing isn't working or no one's interested in it, it just makes me feel so much worse. Like, because I ended up standing there for something like 4 hours and I didn't sell a single thing, and I didn't really even have anyone stop to properly look at it. And meanwhile the lady at the next like car was selling tons of stuff, and I just felt really useless. And yeah, like I do think that I am the type of person that overthinks, and they can get really discouraged by things like that. And especially if it happens more than once and it feels like it's becoming a pattern, and then it kind of reinforces my like view of myself as like a failure. And I just wanted to kind of share that and be honest about it, because I think there's a lot of like artists and writers and creative people out there who they just seem like they like everything they touch turns to gold, and they always like success just comes to them so easily, and like they have orders flooding in. And like I think that you can kind of, whenever you feel like you're struggling in that way, it's easy to fall into thinking that you're alone in that and everyone else is doing so well and you just can't do it properly. But actually it's probably really common. And yesterday I like this really lovely like lady that I talk to regularly, because like we kind of got talking through my books, and she had read like whenever my first one came out and continued to read all the others that I have released, and she's always really like really kind and reliable when it comes to leaving reviews and stuff. And she ordered one of my prints, and it just like made my day, because I just felt like I needed to be uplifted after the weekend and feeling like nobody likes my stuff, and like one little thing like that can just kind of give you a bit of hope again. So yeah, I'm really grateful for that. And I just like, I don't know what it is. I think that a lot of it for me is that I'm not very good with like SEO, like knowing how to even draw customers to view your shop, and I don't really know how to make sales of my artwork to like people that I don't know. Like with my books, I've sold a lot of them in the past to people that like I'd never met, and they'd left reviews and things, and that felt really good. But I don't know what it is. I think it's since the pandemic and the whole cost of living thing. I don't think people have the same like disposable income, and they're not really spending the same amount of money on art and books. Like if I compare like my book sales like 4 years ago to now, it's just like then I thought my sales were poor, but now they're like non-existent. Like I just look at if I look at my stats, which I've basically given up doing, it's just like 0, 0, 0 every month, because I guess people just don't have the money to buy books at the minute, or anyone that was kind of intrigued by the fact that I wrote, who might have known me or whatever, and wanted to just like have a look and see what it was like, they've maybe satisfied that with like the first book. But because I've put out so many since that, it's like maybe hard to keep up, or it's just not what they're interested in reading about. And I know that like everyone has their own audience, and I think I'm just like struggling to find mine. And I feel that way about YouTube as well, because I feel like I've been trying to get back into putting videos up once a week, but I don't feel like I have a lot of interaction on my videos, and I don't know if it's because of things like keywords, and I just have never got that kind of stuff. But yeah, you can let me know if you have any suggestions. And I kind of want to keep going with everything, because like I get really discouraged, and then I think, oh, maybe I should just give up. But like it just makes you feel worse about yourself when you do that. And whenever like somebody does get one of your books, or like if somebody gets one of your art prints, or they like subscribe to your channel, it does like, it just feels good knowing that you've kind of connected with someone in some way. And I just hope that like someone can relate to this, and they feel less alone with their feelings of like having failed, and not like, I don't know, I think there's like people tend to assume that if you put out a book, everybody suddenly buys it, or like as soon as you launch a business, like people just the orders start flooding in. But it's not always like that, and it's probably not like that most of the time. But I think that there's a tendency to present ourselves a certain way on social media, and that just makes you feel worse when you aren't achieving that yourself. But yeah, like I think I'm gonna do like a craft fair in December. I'm kind of hoping that is a better place for my work than like card boot sales have been. I think I've realised they're sort of a waste of time and money, and I might like to go now and again to have a look around, but I don't think I want to do another one. And it's quite time consuming and draining for something where like there's no return on it. And yeah, I have so much I need to do today. Like I actually have just published a book today. It probably isn't up yet. It will be really soon, and I'll share it whenever it is. It's called A Frugal Family, and it's like 500 ways to save money. And I just thought it might be helpful to people at the moment with the cost of living crisis, and finding like things to be positive about whenever you're feeling like you're not really in control of your finances. And I just think it's been a difficult time for lots of people, and like if they have something that's kind of uplifting to read, that gives them like achievable things that they can do to kind of improve their own budgeting, it's like it could just be helpful to someone. But yeah, I'll share that soon. And that has basically taken up my whole day, because if I publish a book, it doesn't seem to matter how many times I do it. Like it's like starting from scratch again with like the formatting and everything. So yeah, it took me a long time to do that, and there was somebody fixing the doors in the house as well because they were broken. And between those two things, like, and I have started making meatloaf for dinner, I just haven't had time to do anything else. And I haven't even done the breakfast dishes yet, and I have to pick the girls up from school in like an hour or something. So yeah, I really need to get my butt in gear. And yeah, thanks for joining me for a little chat, and yeah, I'll share more soon. And let me know if you ever feel that way about anything that you do, or if you are like a naturally really like confident person who believes in their work all the time, like how do you do that as well, or does it just come naturally? Yeah, thanks for watching and hope you have a good day. Bye.